Hello there. So today I'm going to come in and talk to you about Terracycling of crisp packets, okay? So I'm just going to talk you through it. It's quite simple really. Once you've done it, it's an easy process once you know how to do it. So the first thing you need to do is check what you've got is considered a crisp packet. So this means you can have a look through your local Terracycling person or page and have a look, double check with them if you've got any concerns. Things like mini cheddars are actually classified more as a biscuit than a crisp, so they don't go in the crisp scheme. I'm going to show you some of the things that I've got, if I can flip my screen around. Okay, so all of these are considered crisps. Things like lentils, these, and although they don't actually say crisps, they come under the classification of a crisp rather than anything else. So they can all be in the crisp scheme. Okay, so first thing you need to do is check that what you've got is crisp. Second thing you need to do is just get your crisp packet and shake out the crumbs. You don't need to wash them, you just need to shake it out. Okay, shake them out. And then you need to flatten them. So quite simply, you're going to get your crisp packets and you're just going to flatten them so they're all flat. And this means when you store them that they can really optimise the space better, and it's just much easier for the volunteers to organise and kind of keep it all tidy, keep it organised, store them, optimise the space when they're sending them off in boxes, things like that. So shake them out, flatten them. If they're in those little, if you're one of those people that tie knots in your crisp packets or little triangles, they have to be undone. So the volunteer has to sit there undoing hundreds of crisp packets. So please be helpful and do it for them. So flatten the crisp packets out instead. And then when it comes to storing them, something I hadn't thought of until this month was that when, for example, I've got a bag here of my crisp packets, the volunteers end up with hundreds of plastic bags. So actually, when we thought about it, we thought actually when you've got like a big crisp packet from a multi, use that as your carrier bag. So the volunteer doesn't end up with more carrier bags. You're not unnecessarily using carrier bags. You can just use that as your bag, your storage bag, to put more crisp packets in. So that was the other thing we thought, the little tip. And the next thing is to take them to somebody. Now, at the moment, there are restrictions around obviously keeping things safe for volunteers, and people are time short. So not all our volunteers can, not all the Terracycling volunteers can accept them, any day of the week at any time. So you must get in contact with your local Terracycle person before you obviously drop off. And they might just be doing allocated days or once a month, for example. To find out your local Terracycling thing, I would say the easiest way to do it is to go to your nearest local eco Facebook group. So for example, what I mean is Eco Essex is like Essex wide. We don't know about every single thing that goes on in every single Essex town. But if you go to your local eco group, like Eco Billericay, Eco Southend, Eco Colchester, Eco Malden, so there is about nearly 20 groups. We've got all of them listed under our announcements if you're not sure of your nearest. I would go on there and ask your local people what is recycled by Terracycle locally. So for example, just because I'm saying crisp packets, in your local town there might not be a scheme for crisp packets, but there may be a Terracycling scheme for biscuit wrappers or cheese wrappers, or there's so many different Terracycle schemes that not every town, like guaranteed, like towns do not have every Terracycling scheme going on at the same time. So you kind of need to know what is to be in Terracycled in your local area. And then what I do, because actually it's only really crisp packets that are recycled in Rochford, where I live, I store all my other bits in my cupboard. So I have bread bags, as you can see, stored in a bread bag. And then I've got all my boxes for chocolate wrappers, toothbrushes, toothpastes, blister packs, and I've got non-Terracycling stuff as well, like stamps and things like that, batteries. They're not Terracycle as such, but I've got pens. So then what I do is whenever, like the other week, I had to go to Benfleet for various reasons, and which I thought the waste and recycling should, and I took it as essential travel. So I did a big load of Terracycling drop off to Benfleet. But when I did that journey, I took loads of other people's Terracycling, so it was a worthwhile journey. So you can store it, and then you can take it when you're going to like the next nearest town or something. Obviously, don't go out of your way because it defeats the object of being eco if you're like just driving for miles and miles just to drop off like a little bag or something. So be sensible about it. Weigh up the pros and cons of the Terracycling versus the carbon footprint of driving there. But that's it for today. That's crisp packets. Watch this space. I will try and do other Terracycling videos as well soon. Any questions? We are going to do a Terracycling Q&A very soon. We will let you know on the Eco Essex group. Not here, this is the page. We'll let you know on the group when we're going to do that Q&A, so you can ask general questions about Terracycling. All right, bye for now.